everybody. I am really excited. I've been working on a masterclass around the fear of speaking in public, and I thought I'd come today and just take a few minutes and share with you 3 myths of public speaking that people experience. So my name is Nancy Michelle, and I am a leadership communication coach. But the other thing that I also am trained and specialized in is something known as rapid transformational therapy, which is a form of hypnosis. And this is really, really an important topic in relation to public speaking, because I've had multiple people request or show interest in understanding how they can overcome the fear of public speaking, especially in the workplace. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm just going to go into 3 of the myths that people are unaware of when it comes to public speaking. So the first myth that I often experience or hear is that I was born this way. You know, this is just inside me. This is a fear that I have. The reality is fear stands generally, you'll hear in the mindset world, of fantasized events that appear real. So our mind creates these stories, creates these illusions of what we think may happen. And so when it comes to fear of public speaking, or when it comes to fear in general, there are only actually 2 fears that research shows as being inherent when we are born. And that first fear is in relation to falling. So that sense of falling, for those of you who've ever stood on something and looked over the edge, that sense of fear, that is a natural born inherent fear. The second one is loud noises, like banging, really loud noises, explosions, those types of things. Those also trigger a natural fear response. But the fear of public speaking is actually a fear that we have developed at some point due to a story that we've created and locked within our mind. So when trying to overcome the fear of public speaking, panic will start to arise in us. And it's because we've internalized something and we're repeating that pattern as a negative thought over and over and over in our mind. The next one that I hear is, oh, I'm introverted. So many people have studied Myers-Briggs and have come up with this concept because they've either done the Myers-Briggs test and it's like, I'm introverted or I'm extroverted. Well, the reality is you are more likely to be one way or the other. But when I studied the process communication model, what I learned from that is that we have all personality types within us. And if we can learn to manage our psychological needs, we have the ability now to move from an introverted or withdrawing perspective into more an extroverted or being with people perspective. And when we learn to do that, when we develop those skills and learn to manage our psychological needs using tools like the process communication model, you can then move yourself and be in a meeting, be in standing on stage, be anywhere where you can actually start to feel more comfortable. You can start to feel more relaxed, and it becomes more natural, more authentic for you to do it. The other one that I often see is you just need to learn the skill of public speaking. You just need to go to a class. You just need to go take Toastmasters. You just need to practice over and over again, and you will feel good. The reality is, people who really struggle with this fear is that our subconscious mind, our subconscious patterns that are going on in the back of here really rule the world. And if we don't do stuff to impact the subconscious, the natural experience that you have of the panic attack, of the fear, of the anxiety that's coming up, practicing will help, but it will not solve the problem. So it's really important that when you are trying to work on fear, you got to work on what's going on in that subconscious brain. And it takes a while for us to build the habit. It takes a while for us to actually overcome that. So we've often heard, I'm going to throw another little myth in there, that it takes 28 days to build a habit. Well, the reality is you can practice a habit in 28 days, but it won't actually form as logical tracks in your brain that start to make it real. And so if you don't have a place, if you don't have a space or a way using a technique that will help you stay relaxed while you practice, that helps you feel good and create that emotional connection between your body energy and your mind and create that safe space, then you'll really struggle all the time with speaking or with the different situation. So those are the three myths that I really wanted to take a few minutes and chat about. The first one was you are not born with the fear of public speaking. Just because you're an introvert does not mean that you can't be great in a boardroom or on stage. I've met many introverts who speak very, very well, or people with introverted tendencies. And just learning the skill is a very long practice to overcome the habit and probably will not override the subconscious behaviors, because if you don't work on those subconscious patterns, it will stay stuck in you and that will be your natural reaction. My name is Nancy Michelli. I am a communication coach trained in the process communication model, which you've heard me talk about earlier, and that understanding of being able to adapt communication for your ability to connect with anyone. And it's an amazing skill. As well, I'm a rapid transformational therapy practitioner. So I help people uncover and decode what is going on in their brain, figure out what that trigger is so that you can rewire it. You can transform it into the thing that you want and create a positive, safe experience for you to practice speaking and developing that so your body and mind can get in alignment. If you want to know more about how to overcome the fear of public speaking, maybe it's the fear of speaking at work, maybe it's the fear of you've got a wedding coming up and you've been asked to be one of the people giving the toast and you're like, oh, then reach out, send me a message, and I'll talk to you about how I can help you overcome your fear of public speaking so that you can adapt and speak anywhere with ease, with confidence and clarity. Cheers.